Hello and welcome to a review of my own session. This is about 300 and something hands, so we're gonna go through it pretty quickly. I'm gonna up the speed here of the replay. Um, I added a new team. It's a team by Splitsuit. Normally it had splitsuit.com here, but I removed it. So let's go through it, shall we? Like Queen 4 gets limped around. 8. Someone opens, I just flat. Big blind calls. There's like one overcard. Like I wouldn't mind floating here, but he could have like an overcard himself, ace queen. If I hit my 8, I don't want it to be a flush draw. Plus there's someone behind me to act, so I fold. The guy raises, he calls. Okay, so that's pretty scary for me. Check, check. 44 call and sixes versus ace 4. Actually would have gotten there. Actually was thinking there about calling, but 7-6 in the small blind, 9-3 on the button. Ace 3 suited, and it's gone. 9-3 suited, it's gone. Kings open and gets folded. Damn. I'll slow down, obviously, hands that I do play or find interesting. Ace 10 could have defend, didn't. Queen 3, bunch of limpers and open, obviously a fold. Kings again. Oh, the guy had kings, not me, of course. That hand was a fold as well. King deuce suited is gone. Aces, we open it. Folds around again. Deuce king could have opened, didn't. Like we're not gonna open any button in a way. Deuce king suited plays fine, post, but king 8 off is gone. Deuce 3. It's gone. 4 deuce gone. King 3 gone. Ace jack. Like I've been really active on this table and, at this point. These are actually 6 tables at once. That's why you see my position swap so often. This session was done like 10 before midnight and then part past midnight. And for some odd reason, Poker Tracker then has like the sessions on the previous day, and the remaining hands of those sessions just don't exist for it. And the sessions don't exist on the next day, but the hands do. So it's a bit weird. Like it's probably some kind of bug or some kind of thing that I haven't figured out yet anyway. But ace jack, I've been way too active here at this table. I'm gonna get a lot of callers or maybe even a light 3 bet, and then I'm probably gonna fold. That's why I folded ace jack there. Normally I would open it. King queen gone. Jack 4 gone. Pocket 8 we open, of course. Folds around. Pocket 3 is in the... So we have pocket 3s here, button opens. The guy isn't that big of a button opener, but I think it's good enough to 3 bet with 3s to have a general idea of what this guy has. And then when we know what this guy has, we can play post flop a bit better. Like if we just call and then three overcards come, which are very likely, we have no clue in where we are in the hand. But if we 3 bet and he does call, like we have a better idea of which kind of hand he has. Should we play a bigger pot out of position? But we get fold equity, especially from a 0 button. 4-5 suited, it's gone. Ace queen was my hand. King 9. So this guy raises from the small blind. Like we have King 9. I think it's fine to defend against the small blind. We flopped up pair, guy leads out for 6 cents, which is like, dude, really. So I just raise it and he folds. Like pretty bad play. If you look at the small blind, he has 43% on it. So yeah. Ace 5, Jack deuce. Yeah, there's a lot of hands that I obviously go through that I don't do anything with, because that's how it goes, right? You fold a lot. Deuce jack, 8-9, deuce 3, 6-9, 3-10, 4-3, king 9, ace 6 on a button. Could have opened but didn't. 7-6, king 8, ace 10. We fold apparently. Probably a bad fold there. Like king 8, 7-6. So we opened 7-6, but it didn't open ace 10. I think the ace 10 there should have been opened, especially with not not a lot of people being there. Anyway, my stats here are pretty low, like I have 7-7. So I'm middle position, like under the gun +1. Still early position though. We have 7-7 stats. I mean, this is a fine open, plays well post flop, and it ups my VPIP a bit. Like, they're not gonna see me as tight, but at this point they're gonna see me as tight and put me on a totally different range. So King 5, Ace Deuce, Ace 6 gets folded around to me apparently. King 10, again, only 6 people could have called, I guess, but meh. Ace 7 suited, we open, get a call from the small blind. Let's slow it down a bit. We hit our ace, the guy leads out for 10 into 35, while the ace hits our range way more often, so we're gonna raise this, like basically asking, hey dude, what the hell on earth are you doing here, even? Like, he knows the ace should hit our range, yet he leads out into us. That makes no sense. Feels like a block bet. I always wanna raise those. You saw that in small blinds versus big blinds as well. The guy goes like 6 cents into a pot of 25 or something. And I'm just like, dude, fuck off. Because that's basically what it is. It's like, dude, fuck off. What the hell are you doing with these stupid small bets? Get out of my pot. King 10, guy opens. I think I can defend here, especially with the big blind already calling, but I decide to fold just because this guy called, not having position. If it was suited, I'd probably defend. Ace King, we have an open. The guy opens 4x. His middle position is 14-14. So I think I just flat here, like there's no point in 3-betting. We flop top pair, we check call here. Pretty standard. We flop top 2, we check call here. I think we lead out on the river. I think there's, with go and check call twice, there's plenty of hands he's gonna check behind. But he's gonna call with like a king, not believing I have an ace. So decide to lead out. Just for value, like it's not that scary of a board for top 2. If he has a set, he has a set. Seems unlikely. Jack 10 seems unlikely as well, so we're just gonna bet here, and the guy folds. Easy money. 4, so we open. We get a call and folds around. Totally miss, but we're gonna see bet this. Like we can rub the queen, 6-3, basically useless cards in this kind of pot. 8-4 on the button, on the big blind, it's gone. 4-7 in the big blind, we get limped. A limper in front of us, ace jack. I don't like limpers in early position, especially not when the guy has 7 VPIP. Like that's way too shady for me. Like we have only seen him limp once, which was middle position. So yeah, the sample size obviously isn't that huge, but 74 is good enough to see out of, well, basically out of 15 hands, we never saw him limp. So the limp there was pretty shady. I didn't want to raise it and then face 3-bet and have to be gone. I was pretty interested what this guy has though. So checks and checks behind. This guy shows queen 9 and this guy shows 5. So apparently I was correct that he had like just pockets, and keep in mind that this guy does that with pockets. Like this is the same guy that so deuces, no, he opens, but this is the same, that was the same guy that's pot bet, really. That was the same guy that had a small blind on big blind interaction where we had king 9. It's just a different table. 10-5, I fold to the big blind, like I don't want to play those out of position. 8-9, this is the guy again that, you know, this is the guy that limped with the 5s there and tried to steal my big blind before. So we flop nothing, he checks, we check behind. We hit our king, guy bets. I think we just call here, like there's no point in raising, whatever we're gonna do, just grab the king. Checks, we're gonna value bet here often, apparently we're not. Guy had an open ender here apparently, so check behind, and that's 2-on-2, we steal from him, so or take from him. He seems to be really wide when he opens small blind or big blind. Jack 7 on the button. We haven't opened before, so that's obviously gone. 7-3 is gone. 3 jack is gone. Ace 9 on the button, we might open. We open. We get called. We flop like middle pair, so we can see bet here. I think a c bet here is better. I think the reason we don't is that we want to get to showdown pretty cheap and we don't have a read on this guy. Now when we decide to check the flop, I already decided to call the turn. Like if it's a blank, I always call the turn then. Because checking behind as the pre-flop aggressor means you're weak, then they're always gonna lead because I think that's the correct play. But I do have a pair, so only a king beats me, so this is a standard call. There's no need to raise there, like just call. And then the 9 comes, the guy checks, obviously, and I check behind. And he had ace jack, so yeah, his call wasn't outrageous at all. But as I said, that's what you get with checking behind on the flop. You have to be aware that you need to call there. Ace king, flop top pair top kicker, draw heavy board, so we're gonna see bets a bit above half. Folds around here, deuce 10, folds around, king deuce, 10-5, king 5, 3-10, deuce 8, jack 7, king 5, ace 4, 6 deuce, 4 deuce, 4 queen, 6-10, 4-6, ace 8, queen 7, deuce 8. Man, all these terrible hands. 7-5 suited, we might defend, but not against the 4x cutoff. Like 4x is a bit too much. We would have flopped the nuts though. Like this flop for us would have been insane. We made a pair and a flush draw, so we have ace 9 here and gets folded to us. Ace 10 in the big blind. Same guy, definitely gonna call again. He checks, I obviously check behind. King comes, he checks, we obviously check behind. 3 comes, he bets. I'm gonna fold this like a bit above pot. There's not a lot of beat. There's no need to be fancy and just call with ace high. This guy is gonna give me chips later on anyway. Kings and I get a caller. Hit top sets. I see bet this anyway. Like I'm gonna see bet this all the time anyway. There are some draws out there, plenty of draws like flush draws, straight draws. That are gonna pay me here. He doesn't have any, and he folds. Like it's unlikely he has a king, but he could have one of the other. Like I see bet ace king there as well, so why wouldn't I see bet kings? Just get value from your hands, right? So the guy opens and this guy 3 bets, then gets check raised, goes all in. Pretty curious what this was. It's kings versus jacks. Yep, overpair versus overpair. I think jacks overplayed his hand a little bit there. At these stakes, when you get played back like that, people either have a set or a really good hand. 6, 6, 8, 6 king, 3 queen, wait. 10 4, 7 deuce, yeah, best hand. Ace king, we open. This is a pretty interesting hand, I think, because I actually put it on hand history. No, it's not this one. Never mind. There's one ace king that's pretty bizarre. Aces on the button, we open, we get called. We flop top set. Guy checks to us. We check behind this time. This is a mistake. Okay. Yeah, this is definitely a mistake. Like I did the same with kings, and I see better. Like I should see bet here as well. Rep the ace. He's gonna float with like ace X, although it seems unlikely he has that. He might float with some nines because I opened from the 0 button. But he's definitely gonna call me with flush draws. Now I bet and he raises me. Obviously I can't be gone. Jack comes, he checks, I check behind, and he has like nothing, right? Oh, he actually has it. So he never would have been gone. But I should have seen better. Like it made no sense to check behind. And if he raises, then there I can throw away, or no, I'm not gonna throw away. Like I have top set. But then I can throw away in the turn, I guess. But it was definitely a mistake not to see better. Sixes. Like on the turn when the guy mean raises me, I know I'm beat, but I mean I have a redraw to a full. So this hand, let's go back to the start and slow down a little bit. So the guy opens from the button. We 3-bet him, like pretty standard with pockets. For me, the guy opens from the bottom pretty wide, like 32%, 23%. So we have sixes and we actually flop a set. We were the pre-flop aggressor, so there's no point in not c-betting. Not too high because we actually want to make him continue with a bunch of hands, like some overcards and so on. So I think 65 on a pot of 1.02 is fine. The guy does fold though. Sucks. Flop our set. The guy doesn't come along. King 6 we fold. Deuce 8 we fold. Ace King we open and whoops. No, previous hand please. Seriously. Ace King. Okay. Thank you. So we get an open and we just call apparently. There's is it this hand? No, right? So we get an open, we call, and there's two other calls. We flopped up our top kicker, so we're gonna bet here because the pre-flop aggressor checked. We take it down. Pretty weird. Could a call here? We do. 10-9 suited, 4-way pot. We flopped a monster, like open under and the flush draw. I'm getting it all in here, like there's no shame in doing that. We even have overcards. I obviously bet looking to get it all in, and because the pre-flop aggressor again checks, and everyone folds. So not getting any action or monsters, and sometimes we're drawn with the aces there. Where I think I made a mistake by not c-betting. Like he's gonna continue with a bunch of flush draws, bunch of nines as well. A6 could have opened, but man, not a big fan of a6, even if they're suited. 5-7, not willing to defend. 3 deuce. Ace-9, I'm willing to defend against some. Against the cutoff, probably not. Could have defended there though, no shame in it. 4-9, it's gone. Ace-9, like you see here that I fold Ace-9, small blind versus big blind. It's a bit nitty. I'm pretty sure of that because I probably have the better hand, but I just don't like playing those kind of hands out of position in small blind versus big blind because this guy isn't gonna believe me often enough. It's gonna be a too big pot. What if it just 3 steals and 2 3-bet and then a fold? But ace-jack, it definitely is worth it. Like ace-jack is way better than ace-9, of course. Plus, it's also important to see like with the hot where you're doing it on. 6-5, king 10 we fold of course because we're early. 3-8, 5 queen folds around to us. 9-6, 10 queen, king 9, king 9, nope, early position open, so king 9 jacks. Guy opens, we obviously 3-bet. Like this guy's cutoff is 22%, and he's obviously first in like 40% of the time. I think this is still often enough, and even not, we're ahead of his range, so we can 3-bet for value. Like people tend to flat and then just play potting position with jacks, but I like 3-betting here, just because we have plenty of fold equity. Here on the other hand, we have like this guy opened, and he doesn't do that. I don't have a lot of stats on him from early position, so I decided to flat first, but then this guy calls and I'm like, okay, this is a good spot for a squeeze play, so I make a squeeze play. So this guy folds and then this guy goes over it and I'm like, how the hell do you call first? Then when I 3-bet you go over it, that makes like no sense, right? He plays white range in cutoff, like middle position is pretty tight, but cutoff is pretty huge. This is middle position according to stats because I'm in cutoff. I'm not willing to play my entire stack with ace queen. Like sure, if he has it, if he didn't have it, I'm gonna fold, but I'm gonna remember the name, SimCity something. Kings again. We have a limper, should have gone to 20, but we have a raise in front of us, we 4-bet it, and the guy folds. Like always, I always 4-bet aces and kings, I don't see why you wouldn't. I sometimes 4-bets crap as well with bluffs, like if I think it's a really good squeeze spot. I can do it. I do it out of the small blind sometimes. Like if the deal button's open in a small blind, if the deal button open in the small blind to raises, like 3 bets, I'm willing to 4 bet sometimes with just junk. I don't know if I do it in this session. 7-4 got Jack King. We fold, could have opened, but doesn't really matter. Don't always have to open. So we have an open under the gun 4x, and then this we only have to pay 28. There's plenty of people behind us to act who might just flat, and then we're gonna play a big pot by just playing 20 with a good draw hand because we hit our deuces. We're gonna get stacked off. We totally miss, and it checks around. Pretty bizarre. Board pairs on 9. Like there's no point in betting this. Like no one's gonna believe us. And checks around again, and then we hit our gene card like a deuce. Flush comes in. We could get some value, checks around to us. We're obviously gonna bet this, like only one person behind us to act. No reason not to bet this. Like, do we really think this guy's not gonna check it down after you check this and then a deuce comes? Like if you had a flush draw, I would have bet before as well. So yeah, we get there, but get no value. 7-8 gone. Check 10 gone. 7s we open and folds. A-Jack gone, King-6 gone, Aces, guy opens before us, we obviously 3-bet, guy calls, flop the monster, and I'm a fan of c-betting, but because we 3-betted, a wide part of his range, of our range is an ace. There are some draws, but not a lot, and he's gonna give me an ace way too often here, that I get folds too often, I think. I think this is a situation where I can check to indecent bluff on his end. A queen comes, which is a really nice card for me to see because the flush comes there. Okay, there's king 10 of clubs, and if 10 of clubs comes, I'm really scared. But if he had queens, I was scared of the ace. I'm gonna get his stack. If he has like a flush, I'm gonna get some value. He leads for half pot. There's no need to raise. Like, why would I raise here when I check on this flop? What am I representing then? Plus a big part of his range here is a bluff or some semi draws. So he leads. Obviously just flat here. And then 7 comes like a 4th club. He could have like kings, king of clubs. He leads again, and then this is obviously a spot for me to raise for value. Go but pot size a bit below, like 2.29 was the pot, so go to 270. He has to pay 180 for it. But he folds, so I assume it was a bluff. Ace 5 we fold. Ace 6 we fold. 6 jack we fold to an open early. King 3 we fold. Ace 7 we folded. King 9. Ace king in the small blind. We have a limper in front of us, so obviously a raise. Normally I would go to 20, but I decided to go to 22. The guy's middle position is not that wide, but wide enough. We have no stats on him to folding to 3 bets, but limp and call raise neither. So I think this is like an average pocket pair. And the guy called again, so yeah, average pocket pair. I think this is a good spot to c-bet. Like we're gonna c-bet a big part of our range as well. And when he calls, I should realize he has a pocket pair. Now because I realize he has a pocket pair, the 9 should be a scare card. Plus if I bet again, I should represent an overcard. Like checking means weakness. He could bet a small pocket here, just because limp 10 call 10 and actually hasn't done that before. And has a pretty decent range there, so I'm putting on pockets for sure. I think I should have bet the turn as well. He checks, and then the king comes. With my check on the turn, I think I can get value from a decent amount of hands if I bet here. Like I have top pair, top kicker. He's not gonna have a 4 or 6. I think the thing that scares me was a flush draw, but it might be like he calls on the flop and then checks behind on the turn and then gets away with a flush. So I think I'm just gonna check call. There was no point in leading out, and then I think the logic here for me was I'm gonna check call his bet. There's no logic in me betting out. Sure, I'm gonna get value from 8s, but what do I do if he raises me? Do I fold then? So the guy just checks behind. I show ace king. He indeed had a middle pocket. 3-8, 6-10, ace 3, 7-3. So basically, when people limp and then limp again, I put them on that range. We open with king queen, which is a bit, I've been really wide with early position at this table. The guy 3-bets me from the button. Like, he hasn't done that a lot, has he? Like 0%. So like, my hand is decent, but out of position against the guy who never 3-bets, easily dominated. Like, just throw it away. Ace king, we open. We get a call. We get a call. Oh yeah, this is the hand. We get a call. We get a call. No, this is not a hand. So we have a bunch of callers. Checks around, hit or raise. We check. Now normally this is a good card for me to bet on. But I think I get falls a lot by suddenly betting on the ace. I'm just gonna go for a check call line. The guy bets, I make the call, this guy folds. 3 comes, doesn't make a difference. I check, he bets again, we just made the call, so just check call line, standard line. And it wasn't a total bluff. People just like giving me their money, huh? So when out of position with like top pair, top kicker, I think a check call line is obviously better, like on the safe side. King Jack against a small blind, so we're obviously calling. We flop nothing and we're gonna give it up. If he has a pocket, that board is still good for him. We only have one overcard to be sure. Might be tainted because King Queen could be in his range. We're probably gonna face other bets anyway. Deuces, so we open and get a call. He checks. Okay. So normally I see bet this like 100%, but I looked at this guy's stats. Out of 26 hands, he has played the small blind 8 times. Like, that's 8%, like 2 times. That's nothing. His range is really good here. Like, if he had like a really good hand, he would have. But this hits his range, and I really thought about this. I really sat there for like 15 seconds. Like, I normally see bet this. Why don't I see bet this? And I think he was just planning on check raising or check calling with like king queen or something, or ace king or something. I don't know. Like, I think his range is too high for this board not to hit him. And then ace comes, like, definitely check behind, like, just get the showdown as cheap as possible. He bets a euro here. Yeah, fuck off. Never gonna call that. So we don't know what he had, but okay. Guy limps before us. We open 20. We get a call here. We get another call, and we get a raise. Okay, so this raise here is pretty shady to me. Like, limp early, and then I open, I get 2 callers, and the guy raises. Could be a squeeze play, but there's 2 people behind me to act. Like, I'm willing to put this guy all in with jacks, but there's 2 people behind me to act, which is, the pressure of a squeeze play. Like, they're not gonna have something often, but I don't think my jacks are ahead here often enough, even on his range, to make a shove here. So he raises all in, he folds, he snap calls because he has ace king. Would have hit my set, would have hit a full. Guy has ace king, but this guy has king queen suited and gets there. So the guy got lucky. It was a flip basically that it was in. Like, just fold the jacks there. There's no, and this is like an idea that I say to some of the live players I play with. They make like moves like call with pocket sixes because I already invested like half a euro, or like, okay, that's a bit too little, but like 8 big blinds. We invested 8 big blinds or something, or maybe 10 big blinds, whatever, pre-flop. And someone goes over it, and then you're like, maybe I'm in a flip. I'm gonna go all in, and then the other guy calls, and he has like kings or something. He goes, sucks. I thought you had like ace king, and we were in the flip. And my idea then at that point is, why? Why would we want to risk our entire stack pre-flop with sixes and hope we're in a flip when that's the best we can do? Like, especially in if you think you can outplay the table, if you think you're good enough like better than the table, or can exploit the table and be a profitable player, why would you take unnecessary risk? Like I had 4 big blinds there. Like sure, I can defend it, but why the hell would I risk like $3 something um, with to get back 4 for me? If I can just fold, like it's pretty cheap to fold. Guys, I have a decent hand, but the best I could hope for there, if I shove, that calls me, is a flip. Like maybe tens, but that's it. Just fold it. Ace jack the button, middle position open, so we're just gonna call. Flop nothing, guy c bets, we fold. I don't like pair boards. There's also some other cards that I don't want to see. Kings again, fold, meh. King 5, ace 3, check 4, ace 8, we might open, nope. Check 4, ace king, we open of course. Get no callers here, get a call from the blind, flop top pair, check, c-bet, and fold. King 9, 5, 7, 6, 3, queen 10, we might open, we do, we'll get no callers. Queens, we open, we get a caller, and we flop like no repair still, he bets, he calls. 4 comes, we check, we bet, like 4 isn't in his range often, jack is though, like we want to charge draws, he calls. 5 comes, he checks. Now you might say, well, you can bet here and he's gonna continue with like jack 10, ace jack. That's true. Those are the hands that are gonna call me. But I think a check behind here is fine. Like I already got 2 streets of value. Like 95, he might call with a jack. He's taking a check call line, but what do you do again if he raises me? I always keep that in mind, and I wanna face that. I think just a check behind, like the guy check call twice, which seems decent enough. Like I got 2 streets of value. It's fine to check behind her, just like an overpair, right? It's not like the nuts. So the guy did have jack 10. Maybe he would have called, but seems unlikely, right? I already did it twice, so I think he folds there. Even his jack 10 often. 3 streets of value with just no repair seems a bit greedy. 6-3 kings, we open and folds around again. Queen 9 kings, we open from the bottom even. Like who the hell is gonna believe that? Folds around again. 8-9 ace king, we open, and this is a no, still not it. Oh, it is it. Okay, so we're short-handed. I have ace king suited. I open and I get 3 callers. I flopped up pair, 1 checks. This guy dunks into me. Like, look at this guy's stats. He's from the big blind. He has 8-0 from the big blind, and he suddenly dunks into me. Like, this is a weird situation for this guy to do this. Like I have top pair, top kicker, I don't see myself folding this, but the dunk here into to our people behind you to act seems pretty weird. Like I'm never gonna raise here because there's 2 people behind me to act, and I'm only gonna get called by like 7s, 4s, maybe ace queen, but that's about it. Like only ace queen of his range continues then. Sure, there are some draws, like there are spade draws, but he bet 3/4 of the pot. Like I'm willing to get. It doesn't seem like a block bet, does it? So a 6 comes. Like it's a gut shot, so I'm not scared of the straight. It doesn't complete on the draw. He leads out again. Like at this point, I'm putting him on like a7 maybe, but there's no way I'm folding this at this point. Let's reevaluate on the river. So we just call again. River comes in 8 and the guy checks. We call twice in position. He doesn't have a read on us. I think leading out here isn't that great. The pot is leading out. I mean, betting for value. Like ace 10 even folds. Ace 9 might fold. All the other aces have maybe like ace queen, ace jack might continue. But I think those are the only 2 hands that continue that I do have beat. And if I go like €2. He's just gonna shove on me, and I'm risking 361 to win 322. I think a check behind here is fine, which I do. It shows me ace 10. I actually posted it on Reddit to have a hand review of like, did I miss any value there? What would you take with this line? And most people agreed that a check behind her is fine. So a check behind it is. Ace 7, 9 6, check 4, 3 check, 5 10, Queen 3. Come on, man. King 10 we opened apparently from the bottom. About time. Folds around to us. 3 5, 6 Queen, 4 5, check 5, check Queen. Ace 10 will open, right? Of course we will. Folds and call. Guy from the big blind calls with 14-7 and suddenly dunks into us. What? Indeed, what? So it's a weird play. Like, he has 14-7 from the big blind, so I assume someone limps here and then he goes over it, right? Oh, he has 9% 3-bet, so he's pretty active from the big blind, but he didn't 3-bet me, so I actually put him on a hand here. Because if he didn't have a hand, he's more likely to 3-bet me. And then I can 4-bet light because of these stats, and then he has to fold often. But I think here his donk is a bit too strong. Sure, I could fold it, I could call here, but I might be drawing dead. My ace might be tainted already, could have ace 9. I think a fold to be on the safe side is a bit better. Like, his donk looks really weird, but whatever. Like, I wouldn't even have c-betted that board, by the way. Just a bunch of hands passing by. King deuce, 9 jack. Wow, would have flopped top 2. Yeah, I'm a master. King 6, queen 10, 7 queen. Come on, man, give me some hands. Ace king. Yeah, that's it. Guy tries to steal, and I 3-bet, of course, and he calls. I flop, done nuts. Guy checks to me because I'm the 3-better. Like, I'm gonna bet here like 70, 65. Yep. Because it seems bluffy, like we want to get value out of our hand anyway. He's gonna continue with a bunch of pockets. And he folds. Yeah, fine fold. No clue what he called me with, by the way. But I don't see why I wouldn't see bet there. With a c-bet I would do when I would be bluffing as well. Like, if I try to re-steal and you guys just flats and then that board comes, I'm gonna bet 70 as well, I guess. Often enough to do it here. King Queen we would have opened. We have a limper before, so we are gonna open. Because of the limper and this guy, we're definitely gonna do this. And then this guy, he just came to the table, so we have no read. I think an ace high is definitely fine to c-bet on. And the guy folds. Like, his range is insanely wide. Pocket tens. We have an open. Like, it's 25 because of this guy, so we call. This guy folds. There's like one overcard, so we might check call here. Bet's like 30 half pot, so I think it's worth calling. 7 comes, we check, and the guy bets again. And no, he doesn't. Checks behind. Like, another 7 comes. I have a full house here. Like, only the queen beats me. But there's no point in leading. Like, only the queen calls me. Maybe an 8, but that's it. Shows me ace king, so I won it. Folds to me, ace king on the button. Let's open it. We get a call, and yeah, we get a call. Guy's range from big blind is pretty standard, and suddenly dunks into me. I think this is a fine board to float on, like at least one street. His range is 20%, so this doesn't always hit his range. 10 comes and he dunks into me again. I think this is a fault spot. Like, I'm not gonna float with just ace high twice there. Might be a steal, but I don't care. If it's stealing, he's stealing. Like, I floated once and I didn't get there, so it's a scary float because even if an ace comes, he might have a flush draw, but I could just be semi-bluffing there. Here we have aces. Guy from under the gun opens and he has like a really tight range. So I think of 3-bet, he's gonna call me often enough. He decides to 4-bet, and that's obviously a sign for me to say like, this guy actually has something. So I go over it like there's no reason to shove. Just 5-bet it. The guy shoves at me like snap call. Guy has kings. Pretty big cooler for him. Even flop my set. And that's all she wrote. And there's pocket kings. So that's just a cooler on his end. Like, sucks for him. He could have flatted there and then folded on the flop with 8, I guess. A3, ace king. Whoops. Why did I not stop there? Because we had ace king, dude. So we have ace king. Let's increase the speed again. We have a bunch of limpers. This is 30-cent pot. We get a bunch of callers. God damn it. We see bet this flop like we can represent an overpair here, and we get 2 callers. We then hit our raise. We're like, yeah, this is awesome. Like, this isn't gonna hit someone's range, and they're gonna float a lot with terrible hands, or don't have a lot behind. So I'm gonna shove on them. 1 calls, and he shows me ace 4. Like, really? How the hell on earth do you call pre-flop with ace 4? Just a terrible play on his end. I mean, it cost me money, but I don't see how he calls there with ace 4 pre-flop, even offsuit. Sure, he flopped the world. Congratulations to him. But that's just a losing play. Not gonna let it get to me. Checking, suited, we obviously call and fold to the 5 cents because terrible board for us. Ace 5, we get to see a free flop. Check. We flop a gut shot, no reason to lead out here. This guy calls, so we just fold that. Queen 9 suited, bunch of guys in front of us already in, so we have to pay 10 to play a decent pot. We flop 9s. Now this guy leads and this guy calls. I want to raise this, like this seems like a block bet. This call is like, okay, I have something. And maybe one of the two has a 9, like there's, and then some draws are going to continue, and he continues. A 10 comes, he checks, I obviously bet again, like not gonna give him a free card, and this time he folds, like believing me that I have it. So Queen 7 folds around to me, Jack 4, 10s, whoops, again, why do I kill it through? So 10s, someone limps, we obviously raise in. The limper calls, we flop a set, guy leads out into me. Dude, again, there's no way I'm giving you free shit. 3 comes, doesn't make a difference, leads out into me again for nothing, and raise again. Like, don't they ever learn that doing that kind of shit? And this guy has done it way often. Like, his free pip is way high. He has dunk bet like the guy with 5 cents when I have king jack suited. Is this guy? So he dunks again. Like, dude, I'm gonna raise on you again. And this time he decides to fold. Like, don't do shit like that. It's terrible. If you dunk, at least dunk a decent size. King 10 suited. Could have played it, but again, small blind and big blind I really don't like. We have a limper, so we're gonna raise it. We have a gut shot. No, we don't have a gut shot. Checks around. We just check it out, I think. Check, check, check. And I think I even win this. No, guy has 3s. Of course, we double limper. The guy has 3s. Makes sense. Queen 4, king 9. Deuce 8, 4 9. Ace queen, we open and gets folded. 5 4. 9-7 suited against limper, so we're gonna raise it and folds. The reason I raise it is, look at it, even in 8 hands, this guy has like a huge VPIP. He has limp before in early position and has called then, so maybe, but now I have position. In early position, I mean, I have position on him. I'm fine with playing suited connectors here. If he calls, and I think he's gonna call often, but he's a guy I wanna be in a pot with a decent hand. So 3-9, 5-8 suited, 5 queen, folds around to me, 2-3, 8-4, a6. Interesting. Apparently I played that. Oh yeah, okay. So the guy opens on me like a min raise. I obviously have an ace. He then c-bets here. No, he checks. I bet he calls. King comes. He checks. I check behind. There's no point in continuing here. Check, check. The guy shows ace jack. I have a6. I had a pair. 15 from under gun open. No point in calling there with ace 9. Deuce 8. Earn safe side. If you're not sure, just fold. Just be on the safe side, because you're only gonna get yourself in trouble about hands you have no clue about. A6, like there are some spots that people would say, hey, why don't you do that, why don't you do that, and I'm like, yeah, I'm actually not sure how to proceed there. It's a flaw in my game up until now, or it's a flaw in my game that I need to improve on. So yeah, okay, so why do I go to 50 here instead of 15? I think the reason is that this guy's range is pretty wide, and no, there's no reason why I do that. Like, I could have just gone to 45. There's no specific reason, but I tend to mix it up sometimes. Like, not always go to 45. Sometimes I want it higher. And there are some things to say about just flat calling there, but I usually 3-bet with those hands because I 3-bet with steals as well. So why wouldn't I want to 3-bet my aces then? And that's an interesting one, like split suit, the guy I got this from. We c-bet here, overpair, hit our set, c-bet again, of course, because we hit our set. The guy calls again, deuce comes, doesn't really scare me, like just value bet here, and the guy folds. I think that 10 was a perfect turn card. And he was like, yeah, you can just flat with queens and trap, and then he's like, oh, this is a good position to re-steal, let's 3-bet it. And I'm like, yeah, but if you 3-bet with re-steals, why wouldn't you 3-bet your pairs then? Because people are gonna think it is a re-steal eventually. Because that was a weird thing to me. Anyway, those are the last hands. In total, we won about $14 in 317 hands, which is like 88 big blinds. Like, sure, I ran good, like the aces against kings here. That's the ace king against the ace 4 there. But the rest is an upward one. My all-in equity isn't a lot lower. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you for the next one.